Hi, I'm Billy, the late groomer. Welcome to the channel. This is my Friday night luxury shave. It's kind of ridiculous. And it's very long. And the video's uncut. Anyway, so I'm using, for this shave tonight, I'm using Madagascar by Tallow+Steel. It's a very floral scented soap featuring plant life of Madagascar. I think the top note is something like ylang ylang. I don't know it very well. I just know that it's like, you know, it's floral and it smells exotic. Anyway, so in this shave, I'm doing everything. I'm using green tea to make the lather. I'm doing all my face rinses. Like, well, you'll see, but I'm using the green tea a lot in this shave. I really do think that this has some soothing benefits for your face, so why not do it? It's minimal effort. Anyway, that's a warm green tea. It was brewed in filtered water, or actually triple filtered water. I kind of went all out on this one. It's like, how can we amp this up? So I did that. Now I'm putting on the Proraso Sensitive pre-shave. So, because I really like this stuff. And, you know, it's got a light citrusy scent. It's not really going to interfere with the Madagascar too much. And it feels good. And what you're not seeing here is I already had some of this stuff on earlier, like after my shower, and then I let it sit there for a while with a hot towel. So I had a shower, right? I washed my face with like some oatmeal and honey soap that I have, which always leaves my skin feeling really good. Then I got out of the shower, I put on the pre-shave, I sat there with a hot towel on my face for a couple minutes. And then I rinsed it off, and now I'm putting more on. And now I'm going to start my making my lather here. So I didn't put in as much water as I did for the Talbot Shaving Valley of Fire soap that I did the other day, because I didn't want to drown it this time. I think I maybe still put, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's too much water. I'm still figuring out. Well, I think it would help if I actually measured the amount of water I put in, but I tend to be just doing it by feel. Anyway, I'm using my synthetic brush. I was thinking about using my boar brush, but I just like this synthetic too much. It seems to just make everything easier. Anyway, lathering up in this bowl, I need a better lathering bowl. This one does have a little bit of inside texture, but it's the right size and shape. So I'm going to start the lathering in the bowl, and then I'm going to finish it on my face. Oh, and the amount of soap I put in there was only about a half a teaspoon, and that's going to last me the whole shave. And I can already smell it. This soap smells amazing. It's like I said, all you can really say about it is exotic floral. So the lather's not too thick right now, but it's nice and creamy. And well, when I say thick, it's not voluminous, but it's definitely going on like a kind of like a thick paste in a way. And the volume will come up in a minute as I start to lather on my face. So I hope your week has been good. My week was all right. I've been doing a lot of yard work, or a lot of work on my deck in the back. We have a cedar deck on the back of the house. And it badly needed like refinishing, right? So I stripped it, I sanded it, I used a chemical clean, and then I sanded it, and then I used another chemical clean, and then I sanded it again. And I stained it over the past couple days because I ran out of stain the first day because the stain was just soaking into the wood so much I used up a lot more than I expected on the first staining. So I had to finish up the first staining yesterday, and then today I'm doing this second, like a top coat. But this shave was last night, so this was a Friday night shave. Man, I really love this soap. Every soap, like I've only tried 3 soap. I say every soap is this. I've tried dozens. I've only tried 3 soaps from Tallow+Steel, and they've all been excellent. I mean, they're all, I think what he calls his V3 base. I think it's Ryan at Tallow+Steel. So there's, so I've got Madagascar, Bergère, and Boreal. And I don't know if I have a well, I guess I do have a favorite. It would be Boreal, because anything that smells like the forest is probably going to be my favorite no matter what. I mean, I just love being out in the forest. I haven't done it too much over the past couple years, but I'm looking at myself now and I'm seeing how this t-shirt fits me, and it's like, you know what? I need to start hiking seriously again. At one point a few years ago, I was hiking on the order of like maybe 30, 35 kilometers a week, like daily or every other day. And I could, because I wanted to do some backpacking trips, right? So I would train with my backpack on and loaded, go for a hike, and I'm using a second use Voskhod. I can't say it. Voskhod blade. So it's a second use blade. The first use was the other night when I used the Valley of Fire soap, I think. No, I tested these. It wasn't that soap. It was just a blade test. And the razor I'm using is a 1969 date code 03 Gillette Super adjustable. So it's a Super 109, these are sometimes called Black Beauties, but I think that term properly only applies to the late 70s model that had a plastic base, black plastic base. But I'm starting off on setting 3, which I don't know if you might have seen the previous video where I first used this razor. This is only my second use. When I first used that razor, I started at setting 1, went to 2, and tried 3, couldn't handle it, and then went back down to 2. But here, position 3 with this Voskhod blade, Voskhod, I'm probably going to say this wrong every time. I'm going to keep trying to say it the right way. Voskhod. It's feeling really smooth. And actually, people were telling me that this blade would be sharper on the second use. And I might be kidding myself, but I think I feel that. It is going through, well, you'll see when I get to my chin, which is where I usually have trouble with blades, whether they're sharp enough, and it definitely cuts through that beardage easily. But yeah, this is only my second use of this razor. I really like it. It's the same age as me, and it's even from the right quarter of the year. Well, speaking of being the same age as me, I got a haircut on Friday. At a barbershop, a local barbershop that's been open for 53 years. I'm 53. And the guy who cut my hair he was the second owner. I think the shop started in like early 69, and he took it over later in 69, bought it from somebody. And he's been there ever since. I got to talking with him about shaving a little bit. He showed me a couple of his old straight razors. He uses a shavette now. But he kind of demonstrated how he used to sharpen and hone his blade. It's like he didn't even have to watch what he was doing. You could see from the way he was doing it, the movements. He'd just done it so much over so many years that the movements were just automatic, and really fluid. Anyway, it was cool talking to him. He said he didn't realize that like traditional kind of wet shaving was kind of making I don't know if it's making a comeback, but there's definitely a resurgence of interest in it. And he said, yeah, everything's coming back. It's like, and then he pointed to there was a kid at the next chair that was getting a haircut. He said, look at that haircut, that style. That's from the 50s. And that's what the kids want now. And yeah, he was right. He looked like he could have been in like a 50s TV show. Anyway, first pass complete. You know, there's still some stuff left, but it took off a lot. Oh, and keep in mind, this was only like a little over a day's growth, right? Well, you can see I'm starting to lather up. I don't know why I feel like I have to say everything I'm doing. You know, but I find this Tallow+Steel soap really does feel good, and it smells amazing. I think it's mostly natural ingredients. A lot of it's organic. It is a beef tallow-based soap. Anyway, what was I saying? About old stuff coming back. As I get older, I find that I'm more interested in things that are like traditional, old school, maybe stuff like, you know, that would have been commonplace when my dad was younger. I'm adjusting down to setting 2. This being a 50-something-year-old razor, you know, the clicks for each position are not, you know, it's not perfect. You don't always hear it, but, and you can't see the numbers because I haven't filled them in yet. But that's, it's now on position 2. Whenever I'm doing my neck, if I'm not going straight up, I kind of always struggle with where should I start? Should I start at the outside? Start at the inside? Should I go up at an angle or down at an angle? I don't know. I just do what feels right at the moment. I really like this razor. I should probably do a little work on it to try to recondition it a bit. I don't know how repairable or maintainable these things are. I've heard that the super adjustables from the late 60s on were not really built to be super maintainable. This design was mechanically, I think, was not supposedly not an improvement over the slim adjustable. It was, this design's primary purpose was to reduce the cost of razor manufacturing. Occasionally you might hear me taking a sip of coffee. It's Saturday morning now, and I'm having my first coffee. I woke up a little late. And yes, I am going to talk for this whole shave. And as you can see, the video is like 30-something minutes long. It's a ridiculous video. I don't expect anybody to really watch the whole thing. But I figured, why not? This is my luxury shave. And I originally started this intending to just do 2 passes, right? But every time I went to check the brush, it was like there was more lather. It's like, well, I hate wasting this stuff. By the way, if you're ever watching one of my shaving videos and you see something in my technique that you think I ought to be doing differently, let me know. Like during this shave, I'm experimenting with a couple different ways to hold the razor. Like at 1 or 2 points, I only use my thumb and forefinger. Here I'm using firmer grip. But the whole time I'm trying to pay attention to how much pressure I'm applying. Like, oh, I just pointed out there is a little weeper there, just under the corner of my mouth. But so far, everything has felt very smooth. So I either really like this blade, or I like the combination of this blade with this razor. Well, possibly both, but the smoothness, I think, is coming from the blade itself. And yes, this is, the 3rd time I'm putting green tea on my face so far. Yes, so I hardly ever do 3-pass shaves. And here we go, back mining the brush for more lather. Usually I would just wash my face with this, but it's here and it feels pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and shave with it. So when I'm narrating these videos after the fact, I kind of always get confused about when I am. So sometimes I talk about the shave as if it happened in the past, and sometimes I talk about it as if it's happening right now. I think it should be obvious, I think, what the context is, regardless of how I say it. But yeah, this soap is super nice. And a ½ teaspoon really goes a long way. I'm sure a lot of people could get more lather out of that amount of soap, or more voluminous lather. But it's working pretty well for me here. Now I'm going to adjust down to setting 1. And I think there's, I've watched other videos with people using this razor, and I think most people say for them, setting 1 seems useless. like they can't feel anything. I actually feel it. And this is something I never do. Go sideways on my neck because it usually hurts a lot. But this blade, this razor on setting 1, it actually feels okay. Like I'm never able to do this. And because I'm not able to do this, I'm never able to go, I'm usually not able to go properly against the grain on my neck. Like whenever you see me shaving up like this, that's actually across the grain. But I feel distinct differences between settings 1, 2, and 3. I haven't tried it on a 4 yet. I don't know how that would feel. Next time I use this razor, I'll probably give that a go. That'll probably be with one of these blades though, a Voskhod. I wish I could hear an actual correct pronunciation of this. Because I always wanted to say Voskhod before, but I know that's not right. I don't think the K is silent. I think the K is there to make the sound. So Voskhod, something like that. Anyway, I know I'm rambling, but I toyed with the idea of just not talking through this whole thing, but I think that would be kind of, I don't know. Kind of boring, probably. So if you're not hearing any whiskers being cut on this position, it's because the microphone didn't pick it up. I'm hearing it almost the entire time as I'm doing this shave. Anyway, this idea of nostalgia, bringing back old ways of doing things, old tools. It's really interesting that this happens. It's almost like we're kind of I don't know if we're just trying to relive the past, experience things like our parents did, or we think the modern ways of doing things are like over commercialized or not done. Like in the case of razors, for instance, and shaving. I know there's a big belief out there that the way, modern cartridge razors, well, belief, it's the truth. Modern cartridge razors were not designed primarily for performance, but for keeping the money rolling in through sales of new blades and cartridges, not blades, just the cartridges. But the whole reason I got into this thing is because cartridges hurt my face. Okay. More green tea. And I'm kind of embarrassed by how almost, my face right then and the way I sounded, but my face, like, it's already, let's put it this way. This is pretty close to BBS. I never usually get this close to BBS. And my face still felt good. I wasn't feeling any irritation, and it was super smooth. And now I'm like Could there possibly be more lather in here? Oh my God, there is. It got sucked up into the brush. And here, I'm totally intending just to do a face wash. But now I can feel there's little tiny spots where there's, you know, it's not perfectly smooth. I'm like, well, I'm here. I have enough lather. My face feels good. Why not do it? So yeah, I'm going to do another pass. And initially it was just going to be touch-ups, but I kind of ended up doing the whole thing. Or most of it anyway. And I know I'm kind of going over a lot of the same spots over and over again here, but there's a ton, there was a ton of residual slickness here. Like none of this felt rough at all. Like I haven't felt discomfort this entire shave. And I can't believe that I'm actually going against the grain on my neck again, and it still feels okay. Like I said, that never happens. And I'll be honest, down on either side of my neck, down towards the bottom of my neck, there are a couple spots that are a little pink today, but there's no major irritation anywhere. My face feels good. And at this point, it's been about, I'm now about 12 hours past this shave. And yeah, my face still feels really smooth. Still feels really good. Just those two little spots of pink on my neck. Everywhere else is absolutely fine. I'm so glad I bought this razor. I didn't even pay that much for it. I think it was like 35 bucks, but I bought it on eBay from an antiques dealer in Bulgaria. Now I'm on the lookout for like a 1940s. Three Stooges will like this. I'm on the lookout for a gold 1940s fat handle tech. Three Stooges being a subscriber to the channel and a frequent commenter. I thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. So, in applying this alum, I'm not feeling so there's a little bit of tingling all over the place, which kind of makes sense because I've just done 4 passes of shaving. but there was nothing bad at all, and my face still feels really good. And that's all the lather that was left. I successfully used up all the soap. And yes, there's water spraying everywhere, but I do this because, I don't know if I need to do this, but I just like that when I put the brush back in the stand, I like for it to be like, you know, all the bristles to be separated so it dries better. Now I'm gonna, green tea one more time. I don't know if you can tell from the way my face looks, because my usual expression, even when I'm just neutral, is with the corners of my mouth turned down a bit. But you will see an actual, like, recognizable smile or two by the end of this video. Now the Madagascar Splash, it's I believe it's witch hazel based. There might be a little bit of denatured alcohol in it. It's got a lot of botanicals and, you know, essential oils and stuff in it. It feels really good, and it smells amazing. And actually, where I feel the most irritation right now is not where I shaved, but where the barber shaved. So like on the sides or the back of my neck. And I'm going to follow that up with, no. There'd be no point to that. But I am going to put on a balm now, and it's been recommended to me many times. The Nivea Sensitive Aftershave Balm. This is the cooling one. So this is my first time trying this. That's probably a bit much, but I'm going to add more just because. I really don't smell much of anything with this balm. And I can tell you that after putting on that splash and then this balm, I was still able to pick up slight hints of the Madagascar. Like when I woke up at like 5 to go take a leak. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you did watch all the way through, bye-bye.